Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hello everyone, my name is Garlips. I'm predominantly a horror streamer, although truth be told, I play a variety of other genres as well. I've been streaming semi-full-time since March 2021, and since then I've been able to carve out my own very niche, very weird cul-de-sac of the internet. I like collecting hard trophies and gaming challenges, some notorious examples being The Evil Within's Akumu mode, Last of Us 1 and 2 on Grounded, and Dead Space 2's Hard to the Core. I'm also an alleged speedrunner, mostly weird licensed PS2 titles like An American Tail, Wacky Races Mad Motors, and Thunderbirds, which I still hold the world record for, and please someone come and take it. Play Thunderbirds, you'll regret it. Wait, you're not selling it at all, Garlips. Cut. But enough about me. I'm here today to talk to you about a little horror game that, against all odds, made it across the sea from Japan and into my heart. Have you ever heard of Gregory Horror Show? Probably not, although there's a better chance than ever that you have, as 20 years after the fact, it is finally starting to see its rightful rise from totally obscure to slightly less obscure. Let me tell you about it. Gregory Horror Show is a sort of survival horror game, based on the animated series of the same name created by Naomi Iwata in 2001. This TV show consisted of fully 3D animated vignettes of only a few minutes long at a time that not a lot of people outside Japan, or maybe even inside Japan, saw. The premise involved a POV character stumbling through a dark, foggy woods and happening upon a hotel lit up like a beacon in the night. This hotel is Gregory House, run by the eponymous owner who is a mouse. No ifs and or buts, he's a mouse. But as you'll see, this is not even the cold air above the tip of the iceberg of weird. Oh no. Our character then meets over the course of the season many vibrant, strange characters who live in the hotel. The nurse Catherine, a pink-spotted lizard with a deep love of phlebotomy. Judgment Boy, a sentient set of scales who judges hypothetical scenarios over money or love. And Hell Chef, all the negative qualities of Gordon Ramsay distilled into a walking candle. And so on. I'd be here all day telling you about them, there are so many, and they vary wildly. The character then discovers that Gregory House is a sort of purgatorial home for lost souls, and that one cannot escape unless they become strong of heart and decide to return to the cold harshness of reality. Gregory House offers a sort of warm, comforting fear. Think the Hotel California meets a cartoon that you can't quite decide whether is Adult Swim material or for kids. Oh, and all the characters are papercraft cube things. Didn't I mention that? Well, now you know. You'll have to Google. They really are delightful, but this is a podcast, and I can only do so much for your imagination, I'm afraid. Now, imagine, if you will, that you know none of what I just told you. You're a 15-year-old kid, and you're mad about Resident Evil and Silent Hill. You walk into, well, it was an electronics boutique in the UK back then, but they're all game stores now. Your gaming shop may differ, but try to stay with me here. You have a limited budget. PS2 is riding high. The PS2 is the greatest console of all time. No debate, by the way, that's just a true fact. Moving on. You walk up to the shelf and you see for £19.99, so I guess like $24, this game that says Gregory Horror Show. You don't know what it is. There is a cardboard kawaii mouse on the front, a cactus man with a pistol, a giant pink lizard holding a syringe just as big as her. If you're a gamer who digs weird Japanese stuff, the back of your brain is tingling. And then you see it. The Capcom logo. Holy crap. You turn it over. It looks like Resident Evil meets a murder mystery via an art style akin to Rodney Greenblatt's illustrations in Parappa the Rapper. And it's over half the price of a full-price game. I don't know about you, but I bought the thing on site. On site. And I suppose the time for nostalgia is over. It's time for me to sell you on this game. The game is a really faithful adaptation of the source material. By the way, those original DVDs are super hard to find, so if you're ever curious, I hear someone has uploaded it to YouTube in 4K upscaled, and you can find it very easily. You play the game as your choice of boy or girl, finding yourself drawn to Gregory House in the foggy night. Upon arriving, you're shown to your room, and you eventually meet your neighbour, Nico Zombie. He serves as the game's tutorial, teaching you the various aspects of gameplay. You also meet Death in your dreams, who turns out is a swell guy. He says he can show you the way out, if you can return the lost souls to him so that they can escape the purgatorial realm. In this game, there are a total of 12 guests who are all holding a soul. Their lost souls need to be stolen back, usually through some elaborate prank or process that you must discover for yourself. The hotel runs on a full 24-hour day-night cycle, and so does the guests' behaviour. They have a set schedule that only changes if it's interrupted by you. So to begin with, you're simply following people around and watching them, sometimes even through keyholes which you can peek through with triangle. You also hear guests gossip about other guests, their likes and dislikes, their schedule, and possible angles that the player can use to obtain their soul. Slowly, you piece together a plan of attack. You know that Hell's Chef, the candle Gordon Ramsay that I mentioned earlier, he gets real mad when people mess with his cooking. Well, at certain times of day, he's away from the kitchen, where a massive pot of stew is bubbling away. What if someone put something in there? Some cheese, an energy drink, 15 empty cans. Why, I bet that would make him mad enough to chase you. But where could you lead him? And then it comes to you. You've heard Gregory say, if the candle on his head were to blow out, well, he'd be immobilized. And the storeroom is awfully drafty. A mischievous plan takes form. This is the joy of Gregory Horror Show, and although some of the solutions may be a little bit obscure, you have everything you need in the game to puzzle them out. But, I hear you cry, what happens when you steal their soul? I bet they're not best pleased about it. You may be onto something there, friend. This is where the titular horror show comes in. Nearly every guest, once the soul they've been holding is taken, will be out for your blood, quite literally in Catherine's case, as she carries that giant syringe with her at all times. Once that character's soul has been handed over to Death, they're officially on the warpath. Anytime they see you from then on, they will chase you. If they catch up to you, they will submit you to a horror show, a scripted cutscene attack that wreaks a massive dent in your sanity meter, which is the game's health bar. Here's the kicker. If you were carrying a soul, any soul by the way, they'll take it. You will have to perform the same plan again to steal it back. Again. Cue trying to juggle the hotel corridors between who you're trying to follow and avoiding the growing number of guests wanting to do you a damage. But fear not. You have a map that, much like the map in popular Wizard franchise, shows who's knocking around the hotel. And as you explore, more floors and shortcuts become available. Sometimes you see someone in the distance, and you duck into a side room until they pass, watching them through the keyhole. It's all so tense, a low-key terror that builds as your playthrough continues, and you're avoiding more people than you're actually trying to steal souls from. There are secrets and twists I won't share with you today, as ultimately, it's a game that deserves a playthrough yourself, especially fans of survival horror, mystery games, Japanese cookiness, or just fans of the legendary PS2. It's quite expensive though, and it only continues to climb in price. The really weird part is that it only released in Japanese and EU territory, no US release. The DVDs of the show though, only released in Japan and the US, not the EU. So I'm not sure why we got it here, I'm just thankful. It also cost me a bomb back in the day to import those DVDs from America. And then we won't even get into region DVDs, and oh my god. I adore this game. I think it's a combination of horror themes and iconography being skewed through the lens of a zany kids cartoon, akin to the same kind of vibe as things like Ren and Stimpy or Five Nights at Freddy's. Every single guest, and the staff too, are vibrant, unsettling, funny, and fully realized characters. Gregory House feels like a very real, unreal place, with bizarre rooms and decor behind every door, wall, and curtain. I've spent many hours in its halls, and that was before I started speedrunning it, because of course I speedrun this game. It has a Mario Party-style board game in the middle based entirely on luck, and I'm a glutton for punishment. So, if I piqued your interest at all, go hunt down a copy, or at the very least, find a good Let's Play and enjoy a dose of comfy nostalgic horror. I've been Garlips for my sins, and I love Gregory Horror Show with all of my weird little heart. You can find me at twitch.tv/Garlips. I'm also a member of a horror stream team called The Clock Tower. We're a rad bunch of folks. There are lots of speedrunners in there as well. I'm also a team captain on the comedy gaming panel show Low Res on YouTube. You should all watch Low Res. One more plug, I'm also a member of a group called The Wheel of Struggle, who play seasons of tricky gaming challenges and have points and a leaderboard and stuff. Very fun bunch of people, lots of humour and good-natured ribbing. Thank you so much to Matt and Jeff at the Fun and Games podcast for giving me the opportunity to convert more lost souls to the Gregory House of Mouse. I'll see you somewhere out there on the internet. In the meantime, friend, happy gaming.
Hey,
Oh, hey, Jeff.
what's going on, guys?
Oh, talking about Superman.
Oh, cool. I could talk about Superman.
I could talk some more about Superman.
We know.
I'll bet a few people would want to get in on this.
I'm down.
You know it.
That sounds like fun. I'll do it.
Cool, let's do it. We can call the show Men of Steel.
And you can find it at certainpov.com.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yay.
CPOV.
Certainpov.com.